Running Back Nation, what is good? Sicko Nation, what is good? Welcome. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about Geurschon Yabusele and a YouTuber that I came across called Brawl in Europe, who has a video titled, "Why Did the 76ers Sign Geurschon Yabusele?" There he is right there with the Sixers hat on. And I'm going to put the link to his entire video in the description. I think it's really cool to hear this opinion from a EuroLeague basketball fan, and he does a fantastic job of breaking down everything in this video, and I honestly think he deserves a little bit more attention. There's only 4 comments on this video, so Sicko Nation, go right over to this video, "Why Did the 76ers Sign Geurschon Yabusele?" and hit up the comments. Show my man some love, okay? But there's 2 things that he said in this video that I found very interesting and that I did not know and that I would like to share with you if you did not know. Before we get into that, do me a favor, hit the like button one time. Let's try to get 500 likes on this video. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Only 50% of people that watch these are subscribed to the channel. That is what we like to call fraudulent behavior over here. This is the no fraud zone. Just hit the subscribe button for me, baby. I'm giving you free content. All right, so here's what he said about Geurschon Yabusele on why did the 76ers sign him. And here's the 2 parts that I found interesting. First of all, Geurschon Yabusele is technically taking a pay cut to come to the NBA. And I was like, what? You know, because you initially think, and by the way, for my European fans and fans that watch my channel that are not in the U.S., you probably know all of this stuff. I'm talking to me and other dumb people like me in the United States. You think off the rip, you know, you're coming from EuroLeague to the NBA, you're making more money. That's why he came to the NBA. He's making more money, right? He balled out in the Olympics, and now he's cashing out in the NBA, right? Not initially. He's actually, in the short term, taking a pay cut to come to the NBA to gamble on himself once again. So he had a $2.5 million. He had a 1-year contract left in Real Madrid worth $2.5 million. He's going to agree on a buyout with them. So you don't know the exact number that they pay him of that $2.5 million. A player agrees with the team on, you know, hey, give me this and let me go. You know what I mean? So could be half of that, could be less than half of that. But essentially, he could have stayed in Europe for 1 more year and got $2.5 million. And he could have signed another contract with Real Madrid worth probably, I don't know, maybe the same, maybe a little bit more depending on his performance, but it probably would have been around $2.5 million per year for whatever it is, right? For the future. But he said, you know, if I get a 5-year contract with Real Madrid that's worth a little over, what, $20 million, I get a shot to go to the NBA. I sign 1 year, 2.1, which is technically a pay cut. But if I ball out, I could earn myself a 3, 4, 5-year contract in the NBA, where, look at the money in the NBA right now, bro. The best players in the world in 5 years are getting 70 per year. So this guy's looking at it like, I can get $20 million a year if I go to the NBA and show out, versus staying here, playing in Real Madrid, and getting $20 million over the course of 5 years. So he's taking a pay cut in the short term to gamble on himself, because that's what life is about. It's about taking risks. You can't spread your wings without jumping out of the nest. And Yabusele's jumping out of the nest again. And shout out to him for, you know, showing out in the Olympics and getting this opportunity. And again, I'm happy that it's with the Sixers. But yeah, he is taking a pay cut in the short term to try to showcase his talents and earn himself a spot, whether it's with the Sixers or somebody else in the NBA, where he would make much more money. So I that was news to me, because I don't know what the EuroLeague pays people, and I don't know it, you know. So if that gave you some information, I'm happy about that. The next thing we're going to talk about is the fight, okay? I didn't know that Geurschon Yabusele was in a brawl last year in the playoffs, Real Madrid versus, I forget the other team's name, I apologize for that, but there was a brawl in this game when Real Madrid was down 1-0 in the series at the end of this game, and he basically suplexed Donte Exum onto the floor. And the way... what I learned from my man's video, again, Brawl in Europe, why did the 76ers sign Geurschon Yabusele? The second point that he made was he was talking about Geurschon's attitude and how the entire EuroLeague fan base hates him for what he did to Donte Exum during this fight. And they were calling for him to never wear another Real Madrid jersey. They were calling for him to be banned from the league. I mean, I'm going to show you some of the comments on this video. It's absolutely hilarious. You know what I think. I think these people are being a bunch of pussies. That's what I think. I love sports fights. I think it's the best thing ever. I think it's awesome. But anyway, let's just watch the fight if you haven't seen it, and kind of break it down a little bit here. And I for those that say keep pause, why you keep pausing the video? Because if I let it play for more than 4 seconds, they're gonna hit me with copyright. Okay, so just deal with it or go watch the damn video yourself. So the game's basically over. There's a minute and 40 seconds left here. Real Madrid's down by 15. And my dude tries to get busy right here and cut my dude up right here. And he says, you know what, the game's over. You're not about to break my ankles, so I'm going to give you a little bit of a smack, all right? He doesn't like that. He turns around and says, hey, bro, you want to scrap? Let's go. Let's get to it. Let's get busy. What you trying to do? Here's Yabusele in the middle. This is what I love about this guy, especially for a role on the Sixers. We've seen players on the Sixers who a fight would break out, and they would not run into the fire. They would stand, or they would watch, or they would actually run away from the fire. Ben Simmons was in the fight against Karl Anthony Towns with Joel Embiid. I do credit him for that. Tobias Harris would never sprint into the middle of an altercation like this because he might break a nail or lose an eyelash or something. Yabusele runs straight into the fire. He says, what's good, bro? Look, his face is next to this guy's face before he even gets to throw this punch. He wants all the smoke, bro. He's I'm getting, Draymond Green vibes or Dylan Brooks vibes but this guy, who's the dude on the Detroit Pistons that chased LeBron James around the arena with blood all over his face? He's got some dog in him. And he said, hey, if there's a fight going down with my team, I'm getting in the middle of it. So there he is, okay? And dude puts this dude in a headlock right here, gets separated. But you'll see right here in the middle where Donte Exum was reaching for somebody. And Yabusele gets him gripped up right here. Now, fight's basically over right here. He should have just probably held him. Instead, he throws a little hip toss, body slam, suplex right there. And I think he put Donte Exum maybe on his face. Let's just, slammed him on the ground pretty hard, has his arm around his neck, probably slammed his face onto the court. He got suspended for 3 games, so they didn't see the rest of the playoffs. Real Madrid came back and actually won the championship, came back from 2-0 to win. He was not on the floor because he was suspended. What I want to say is, let's just read some of these comments because it's funny, okay? Shame on Real players. The NBA would have suspended the whole arena. That's true. If he does this in the NBA, he's probably going to completely ruin his chances of ever earning that contract. So you can't do this in the NBA. You can't grab a guy around the neck and slam him on his face. Maybe you can. Draymond's done some stuff and gotten a couple games suspension. Yabusele's act of violence is disgusting. He deserves to be put in jail for that. Hold up. But here's what I want to say. The Real Madrid fans were mad at him because he was one of their best players, right? And in a scrap, in a game that was already over, and they were about to go down 2-0, he slammed somebody on the ground, got himself suspended, and they assumed it was going to cost them the championship, and they were all over it, and they hated the fact that he did this. Geurschon, I want to let you know, as a member of the Philadelphia 76ers, you can do this. You can do that. First of all, Philly's going to love you if you do that. Philly might throw a damn, bro, Philly might build a statue of you if you do that in Philly. And it's because we love fighting, we love watching fights, and we love sports fights, and we love aggression and we love dog mentality. But more so, you're not expected to be one of the best players on the team. So you're not really costing anyone anything if you do this in the NBA. So if a scrap goes on in the playoffs and you're getting 5 minutes a game off the bench, feel free to body slam anybody you would like to. Particularly if Jalen Brunson keeps jumping sideways and backwards and getting free throws, I would appreciate it if you do that to him. Maybe Damian Lillard, opening game of the season, where the referees are going to give him 20 free throws because they want to hype up the first game of the season and Dame dropped 42 and whatever. I would like for you to body slam him. I want you to do it to somebody. I'm joking mostly. I don't want you to do that, but I do love your aggression. I love the fact that you sprinted right to the middle of the altercation. But I just think that the reaction is funny that they were calling for him to never play for Real Madrid again because of this, whereas in Philly, this will be highly, highly, highly respected. And I don't think he's going to do that because I think he's worked on his emotional response to things in basketball over the years. He hasn't. This was just last year, by the way, or 2 years ago. When was this? 1 year ago. But he didn't have any issues in the Olympics. He didn't have any issues this past season in the EuroLeague, and so I think he's probably past doing things like this. And if he gets somebody up like that in the middle of a fight, he probably won't do a hip toss, body slam. But Philly's going to absolutely love the fight in this guy, and I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm excited for it. Give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. And I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow, man. Thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button for me one time. Go check my guy out. Why did 76ers sign Geurschon Yabusele over on his YouTube page under Ball in Europe. Go show him some love. It's a great video. It's very good insight from a EuroLeague fan. All right. Have a great day.